Maintaining God's witness sometimes means stepping out in faith. While many Christian missionaries go on their assignment as on an on-faith basis, the mission board which sends them requires them to raise their own support. These missionaries are generally sent from independent mission organizations such as Greater Europe Mission or Pocket Testament League, Overseas Missionary Fellowship, and Wycliffe Bible Translators, just to name a few. The men and women associated with these groups depend on God to pick the hearts of other believers to support them in their ministry. Well, if you're joining us in going through the books of Ezra, Nehemiah, and Esther, today's reading is Ezra chapter 8, verses 21 through 32, and I encourage you to read that passage. Ezra 8, 21 and 23 says, "Then I proclaimed a fast at the river of Ahava, that we might humble ourselves before our God, to seek him for a safe journey for us, our little ones, and our possessions. For I was ashamed to request from the king troops and horsemen to protect us from the enemy on the way, because we had said to the king, 'The hand of our God is favorably disposed to those who seek him, but his power and anger are against all those who forsake him.' So we fasted and sought our God concerning this matter, and he listened to our entreaty." Now, sometimes we make bold statements about God, and when we make these statements about God, we're sometimes inadvertently painting ourselves into a corner. Ezra seemed to be in a tight spot. He made that bold statement to the king that the hand of God is favorably disposed to those who seek him, but his power and anger are against those who forsake him. That meant that he couldn't very well then go back to the king and ask for a protecting army while on the trip to Jerusalem. Ezra, in kind of a matter-of-fact way, states that they then fasted and sought God about this matter. His statement brings up a fascinating principle. Now, if we're going to seek God earnestly, we should prepare ourselves spiritually. In Ezra's case, that meant that they fasted. That certainly isn't the only way to do it, but it is an effective method to help us focus on God. Fasting is helpful because it requires us to stop doing that which sustains us, which is eating. Now, Protestants are not generally big fasters. We tend to view that spiritual discipline as old school or Catholic. But fasting is an excellent tool for spiritual growth if it is done correctly. The wrong way to fast is to decide that you are not going to eat anything for several days. You're setting yourself up for failure if you do that. Start small. Plan on skipping a meal or taking the time that you wouldn't particularly eating and spend that time with God. Slowly work up to a whole day. Or another way would be not to eat a particular type of food for a while, such as anything with oil or butter or spices in it, for just a short fixed period of time. Now remember, you are not giving something up that emphasizes you. Instead, you are giving something to God and therefore emphasizes him. Fasting clears your spiritual lenses. It lets you know that you are serious about what you are asking God to do.